When you think about innovative ideas, portfolios may not be at the top of your list. After all, portfolios have been around a long time. I myself am the curator of a couple of very large storage containers that hold the collected artifacts of my two grown daughters' educational journeys from kindergarten to 12th grade. As I progress through my graduate courses in the Digital Learning and Leading program at Lamar University, I find myself thinking about those boxes more and more and lamenting the fact that my girls were born a few years too early to benefit from the ubiquitous and affordable digital tools we now have available. My daughters and I rarely go to those boxes anymore, but when we do, it brings such joy and so many fond memories that I often reflect on how wonderful it would be to have an easily accessible digital portfolio of their school years rather than the Rubbermaid containers that reside on the tip-top shelf in my guest room closet. There is no doubt that digital portfolios are a convenient place to house, showcase, and share artifacts of learning. However, if we are using the portfolio merely as a storage container, we are missing out on their expansive potential to impact student learning outcomes in a significant way. My innovation proposal outlines a plan to utilize digital portfolios to go beyond being a simple repository of assignments to becoming both a tool and a process for deeper learning. ePortfolios provide powerful motivation that encourages students to assess their own work, set goals for themselves, and take ownership over their own learning by giving them space and a place to gather, share, and reflect upon their learning. Digital learning and ePortfolios in particular hold the promise of cutting across socioeconomic, ethnic, and gender boundaries to increase educational equity for all students, from the most at-risk to the most gifted, by creating personalized learning contexts in which students can thrive.
In order for this promise to be realized, the ePortfolio must be implemented not just as a memory book or assessment tool, but instead should reflect authentic learning opportunities. Many digital portfolio initiatives have failed to produce the desired learning outcomes because they are merely a teched-up version of the same old knowledge transfer learning that has been going on for generations.
In all honesty, we have no idea what specific knowledge our students will need in the future, but we do know some of the skills they will need to develop to become lifelong learners, ready to meet the challenges of a future that is yet to be imagined.
These skills include being able to communicate and collaborate in oral and written forms in local, national, and global contexts, as well as developing the skills of self-regulation, knowledge building, innovation, and problem solving. A properly implemented ePortfolio initiative will empower students to make use of technology for all of these purposes, while at the same time addressing the specific content objectives delineated by our local and state agencies. UNESCO has been conducting ongoing global research on the successes and failures of ICT initiatives. They have pinpointed teacher beliefs and pedagogy as the key factor in the success or failure of most digital learning innovation plans. The agency has identified the most significant precipitating factors to implementation as the availability of equipment, connectivity issues, tech support, and the individual technological skills of the teachers. Supporting factors include curriculum considerations, leadership, modeling, and peer support. I have been able to use the experiences of innovators who came before me to adjust my implementation plan to address some of these factors. In an effort to ensure the success of my particular ePortfolio initiative, I have been experimenting with freely available device-agnostic platforms, creating plans for initial and ongoing professional learning opportunities, as well as encouraging the development of campus and district-wide face-to-face and online professional learning communities. Additionally, I have been in near constant communication with our district IT department about particular filtering and connectivity issues students and teachers may encounter. One thing that I want to emphasize is that while this is a technology-based initiative, the plan is not actually about the technology per se, but instead, it's about providing authentic learning opportunities for students that will allow them to develop their voice and take ownership over their learning.